Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back to Ranting with Riley. I'm Riley. If you're new here, welcome. I'm kind of still new here too. If you've been here before, thank you very much for coming back. I appreciate it. Today, I just want to quickly show you this. This is my new cat blanket that I've started. With the I don't know the stitch name, but I will link the channel that I found it on. And it's basically, it's a 1 row repeat, and it's single crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the same stitch, and then like skip 2 and then do it again. Really easy, comes together really nicely, and it's like really like, look, there's barely any gaps in it. It's great. So that's what I'm working on. I started it. I shouldn't have started it, but I did. I like to start projects and I can't help it. But today we're going to work on the Hawthorn hoodie, which I showed you last video that I've been working on, and I'll put a picture to what it should look like when it's done, and also down in the comments or in the description I'll put the people that actually did it, and I think it's Ian P Crochet. So yeah, I'll get all of them and their information in, so if you want to do it yourself, you can. They have YouTube tutorials. They also have on their website, they've got a written like pattern, but if you want the pattern without ads or anything, you can actually pay for it and download a PDF, I think, if you don't want the ads. So yeah, they're really good. They've got lots of different sizes to choose from to make. I have on my old phone here, if you can't tell, I really do like blue. Yeah, so I've currently got the actual pattern here, so I'm working on the front panel now. And what I do is I have a tally and I just write what's on. So currently I'm working on this one, which is finished rows of 80 half double crochet, 44 in total, and I'm currently on row 28. So every time I finished a row, I click the plus button, and then I know how many rows I've done. I'm just wondering, how do you count rows? Because I count them once I get onto the next one. So I'll get onto the next row, do maybe 1 or 2 stitches to, you know, lock it into place and know that that's where it is, and then I'll mark it. So I'll mark the previous one. So yeah, do you mark when you first start, or do you mark when you finish? Just interested, really. So I am working in my lovely soft twisted blue. It's a Home Bargains one. Really big skein of yarn. I don't actually know how much it was, like how much yarn you got, but this is what's left, and I've already done a full panel and like nearly half of this one as well, and I still have all this left from one ball. So really good, and it only cost me £5, and I can get it from the shop that's just over the way. So that's really good. Don't mind the chopsticks in my hair, it's really hot and I couldn't find a bobble, and I had chopsticks handy, so just put my hair up with chopsticks. Not hair chopsticks, actual chopsticks that you use for food, but it's fine, I'll wash them before I use them. Can you use chopsticks? I know some people find it really difficult. So yeah, I do want to apologise if I come across as quite monotone or slightly off today. I am not having a great day. I'm not feeling 100%, and I'm very, very tired. I was up 3 times last night for no reason other than my body decided to wake up, which is really annoying. I used to sleep like the dead. It took a while for me to get to sleep, but then once I was asleep, in general, you could have done anything and I would not have noticed. But yeah, recently I've been waking up 3-4 times a night, and it's really starting to get on my nerves. Especially when I'm still struggling to get to sleep initially. Yeah, waking up and then having to try and get back to sleep is not the best. So I am rather tired. It's also really hot today, and I think it's hotter outside than it is inside, so I can't actually open my windows, because if I open my windows, then I'm going to make it even hotter inside, which is not going to give me any reprieve. Actually, that just reminds me, I do have a fan, but I forget it's there because I don't normally like fans. Just a thing. So, okay. That might be too loud. Okay. My partner and his family are very, very nice and gave us a new fan. So yeah, hot in the UK, which I know people think that we're wimps. We are a little bit, but we also have infrastructure designed specifically for colder weather, and we have very long days as well. So when it is hot, it tends to not cool down. We have very short nights and very long days, and so yeah, if it doesn't cool down and all our homes have ways and means to keep the warmth in, it generally means it's hotter in the house than it is outside. But then if you're outside, you're in the sun, and if you measure in the temperature in the shade and it's at 24 degrees, that's in the shade, that's not in the sun. So yeah. Does anybody else get this problem? Oh shoot. I've pulled this from the middle, and the tangles are getting on my nerves. I know some people call it yarn bath, but that really does gross me out. So I just call it tangles, or knots, or annoyance. Is there any way that... Sorry, I really need to get something to keep that loop. No, I don't want to lose it. Yeah. So is there any way that anybody knows that can stop it from doing that if you pull in from the middle? Because normally I'll pull from the outside, because there's been quite a few balls of yarn where I've actually not been able to finish, like, with one long go, because I've genuinely had to cut it and start again past the knot. In fact, I think I've had to do it with this one a few times. But yeah, just look at this. How am I supposed to work with that? Hi, I'm back. I managed to undo it. I honestly thought I'd end up cutting that one out because I was just not in the mood to work with it, but I made it work, so yay, we saved some. So yeah, if you have any techniques or tips on how to avoid that nasty little problem, please let me know. Luckily this yarn is really quite silky, so it's it doesn't take too much effort to untangle, but it does... Can I show you this without? Nah, you can kind of see it just there. It like frays a little bit, which then that gets stuck to itself, and then so it can make it difficult. So yeah, just wondering how you guys actually sort your yarn. And I think I've told you how I track my rows. So I suppose I could give you some life updates. I have got surveyors coming in today, this afternoon, to see what they can do with the kitchen and whether or not we can actually push the wall through like we want to get the kitchen on track, which is exciting and also incredibly nerve-wracking. Me and my partner are both very socially anxious, so strangers coming into our house, terrifying. And we're both just as bad as each other, so we kind of egg each other on to talk to the people. But I'm excited because it means that we're getting the kitchen done, and we've been in this house for a while now, and all I've really done is pulled wallpaper off the walls and ripped up carpet. I did actually kind of finish off the office room, and it's called the office room because my partner works from home and that's where he does his work. And there's only two of us in a house, so, you know, one bedroom, one spare room, but we don't have guests, so may as well use it as his office workroom. So, yeah, most of that was done by me. It's not done to a high standard. I'm semi-decent at DIY, but not like amazingly so. It was the first time I've ever laid a floor. That was new, and the floor itself is not level, so it was a bit of a challenge, but I did get to use some new power tools that my partner bought, and he likes DIY when other people do it, and when he can watch it on TV when somebody else is working on it, the amount of home projects it is watched, but he doesn't like actually doing it, so I end up doing it more. But then I also get tired really, really quickly, so I give up really, really quickly. So a lot of the house is in a state of, we're not quite finished yet. So this time we're actually getting professionals in to do the work for us. Like you heard, we actually had a designer come in and do it for like the actual design. We've got all the plans and everything, so we're excited about that. And then the people that are coming in to do the work, they are going to take out the kitchen, replaster, install the new kitchen, and we've not got them booked in to do it, but we are going to ask them to do the flooring as well at the same time. So then that's done. So the only thing I need to do is paint, because painting I can do, especially if the walls are all replastered, freshly done, and yeah, all I have to do is just make sure not to get paint on the new counters. So yeah, we've got it so that somebody else can do all that hard work for us and hopefully have a professionally finished job. Because a lot of the other stuff that have been done in the house, we've used people that we know, and they don't necessarily finish everything to like professional standards. They don't clean up after themselves. They don't, you know, like if they've ripped up wallpaper, they don't repaper or anything like that. So hopefully this will go well. But it's a big project, and like I said, we're very socially anxious people, so it's a lot. But I'm excited for the possibility of it actually being done. And then we've actually got one room in the house fully done, fully completed, and that'd be great. But in the meantime, before all this gets done, at least I'm hoping it's before it all gets done, is this weekend. Oh, it's this weekend. We're having a visitor to our house, and she is called Chewy. She is a very fluffy black cat who is adorable, and she is very clawy. I have many cuts that come from Chewy. She is named after Chewbacca or something like that. I can't quite remember what my friend said. He had a very long name for her, and then Chewy for short. But she's cute, and she's a little black void with extra fluff and a very fluffy tail. But she's coming to stay with us for a week whilst our friend's away. And I'm so excited to have another cat in the house. I really, really am. It's been too long, and 3 cats just doesn't feel like enough. My house feels so empty with only the 3 cats. You know, I got used to having 5, and then within 2 years, 2 have gone. So for me, 3 cats is very, very small. I know for a lot of people, 3 cats would be a hell of a lot of cats in the house, but because I got used to so many, 4 now just seems like a good number, but I only have the 3, so you know. But yeah, I'm very excited for her to come over. She's not an outdoor cat. They do have a balcony that she's allowed on, but she doesn't have access to anywhere else. So she's probably going to miss having the outside air, because we don't have anything like that and our garden's not secure. So when we let the cats out, they actually can roam everywhere. And our friend said, you know, is more than happy for us to bring her to our house, because we did have the option of keeping her at his and going up and visiting and making sure she's fed and, you know, had fun and all that kind of stuff. But I don't like the idea of leaving her at home and then only visiting twice a day. It feels wrong, and logistically it's a lot of stuff for us to be going up twice a day. So yeah, our friend said it's absolutely fine to have her at ours, and obviously we've got to be careful because cats can be quite territorial, but we have introduced cats to each other quite a lot. Because when we had Kitty, she'd been an only cat for like 15 well, say like 13 to 15 years. And then we introduced Benji and Johnny, and within 3 days, they were all chummy enough to be let in the house completely, just as the 3 of them. And then when Scar and Nova were introduced, it was only a day until Johnny and Benji especially wanted to say hi. So yeah, we've introduced cats quite efficiently. So we're hoping that we can introduce Chewy to our current cats and they can get on. Sorry about the little break in concentration. I've just had notification that the surveyor kitchen person is coming to us earlier than we expected. So yay. Gets out of the way quicker. So yeah, I've got like 30 minutes, 45, 30 minutes to go. So not too bad. So yeah. Tangled. What am I doing? Back to where we were. The other day, I bought something on Amazon, and I know it's funny I'm saying that, but I have no money. I genuinely don't have money, but I do have like a free game app thing that promises to give you money for playing games on my phone, and it does actually give you money. Look at that, it's ridiculous. It does actually give you money, but it's better if you get Amazon gift vouchers, because then you actually get to keep all the money rather than it take a cut for going straight into your bank account. And there is the chance that you can work really hard on a game to hit the bonus points, so you get £43 in your account, and then it's pending for 2 weeks because they don't want, you know, anything to be fraudulent or anything like that, and then the game decides to take away all that. So you had £85 in your account ready to go, just waiting for it all to be finished pending, and then half of it disappears overnight. Like, I really worked hard on that. But yeah, apparently they thought I was doing something fraudulent. They thought I was working with a VPN or something like that, or I was using multiple accounts. I wasn't. I was using their own systems. I was playing the ads to get the rewards, and the... Anyway. Hence ranting with Riley, because that was very much a rant. And then I got in touch with support and I said, what the hell's going on? And they basically said, oh yeah, the game provider said that they found your methods to be suspicious, so they've took the reward away from you and there is nothing we can do to get it back. I worked for a solid day on that, which doesn't sound like a lot, but a solid day playing dominoes. And then they took the money away from me. But since then, I still have been playing different games, and as long as I'm doing it and I'm not trying to hit the bonus ones, I'm okay. And anyway, so I've got some money out of that for Amazon vouchers, and the other day I wanted to block the blanket that we're doing, and normally I block on the carpet, which if you have a carpet that you're not that bothered about, but you've got pins, this is something that I tend to do, is I'll stretch it out onto the carpet, pin it on the carpet itself, and then get the iron and use the steamer setting and just steam over the top of it. I'm only okay doing that because I don't like the carpet that we currently have, and we do plan to get rid of it. And the floor as well is probably going to have to get redone. So if it's a floor that you like or a carpet that you like, possibly don't do that, because it could ruin it. And I don't want you saying that I've told you to do something that's ruined your floors, because please, if you're unsure or if you're worried, don't try it. So what I did do, because it's great, I got myself... I'll show you a picture. I got myself some like foam play blocks that you tend to find in nurseries and stuff. They do actually have ones specifically for blocking that have like grid lines and sizes and all that kind of stuff that are designed to work better. But it's basically the same stuff. It's a foam tile that you can lock into place like a jigsaw. And so I got myself some of them. And 4 together in a square actually makes up roughly about the size of a cat blanket, which is really handy because that's what I tend to be working on. So yeah, I used that the other day. But what's really handy about it is that once you've pinned it all into place, it's roughly the right size that it needs to be. But then you can pick up the whole thing and lean it somewhere else so that the slugs can't get onto it. See what I mean? Sometimes they just drop out. Sometimes they don't. So yeah, that was my new purchase. And I think I wanted to tell you as well about the kitten that I could have had. So our kitchen designer, she has a cat that since she got her, she's basically been pregnant. So she got her at 9 months old and didn't know at the time, but the cat was pregnant. And then after that litter had been weaned off and all that kind of stuff, she got her booked in to go to the vets to have spayed done so that she weren't going to have any more kittens. And by the time they got her to the vets, cat was pregnant again. And then they, went through the whole process again, got all the kittens weaned off and all that kind of stuff. And then the 3rd time, they took her back to get spayed, and once again, she's already pregnant. So hopefully, fingers crossed, 4th time's the charm, and they can actually get her done so she'll stop having kittens. But yeah, I was offered some of these kittens if I wanted them. The 2nd time we met our designer, which was really, really kind of her. And it was only a week after Johnny had passed, so when she came in to do all the measurements and the checks and see where we could work on it, she noticed with the cat tree that I got, and I said, I've got 3 cats, just lost one last year as well. And 2nd time we met her, when she was showing us what plans she'd come up with, with all the plans that she was coming up with, and the first thing she said is, would you like a kitten? But yeah, I was told by my partner that I could have another kitten if I funded said kitten, and currently I can't work, so I'm not actually bringing in any money for myself, so my partner is funding me and the 3 cats that we currently have. And he said he wouldn't fund another one, so if I could find the money from somewhere and I could fund the cat, then I could have it, but I can't do that, so no more kitties for me. Which is why I'm super excited about Chewy coming to visit, because it just means, at least for a week I get another cat in the house, which is exciting. And I don't have to fund that one. Because she's not mine. But yeah, Kitty was a black void, so it'll be nice to have a void in the house again. Probably end up tripping up over her, and she might make her face known on camera. I'm kind of concerned about doing any crochet or knitting while she's here, because she loves to play, and currently her favourite toy is a shoelace with an elastic band, an elastic bobble tied on the end. So she likes stringy things. And yeah, Nova already is very intrigued by the crochet, and so is Scar and Benji. So yeah, it'd be really quite tricky to do any crochet when she's around, I think. And I've got a feeling I'm going to come out of that week with lots more scratches. But she has recently had her nails clipped, so we shouldn't be too bad. But that's all from me for today. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Please, I'll put the info for the jumper that I'm making down in the description. Am I doing this right? Yeah, I am. Okay. There we go. I'll put the stuff for this stuff down in the description. Please, if you enjoyed this video or this style of video, leave a like, leave a comment, tell me what projects you're working on. Let me know if there's anything in particular you want me to talk about. And if you know anybody that might enjoy this, please share it with your friends. And you can check us out on Instagram. I'll upload pictures of what I'm currently working on. This is really soft. And yeah, thank you very much and have a lovely day. Bye bye.